Welcome to the 3G Fitness Podcast,
where three generations of trainers come together to discuss all things fitness related.
Join us as we share insights, tips, and stories from our diverse experiences as we unravel the secrets of staying fit.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 3G's Fitness Podcast, three generations of fitness. I'm Coach Cisco.
Coach Michael,
Coach Kyle.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about how to help you get started pretty much exercising without ever exercising. All of us have started somehow, some way. Mike, how did you get started working out when you didn't know how to work out?
Like 14 or 15. Got my first plastic weight set. My dad bought me a plastic weight set where you put water in there and the cement gets hard. Mm-hmm. And then you weigh it. One weighs 20 pounds and the other one weighs 22 pounds. I was like, okay, and I started off on the bench. Mm-hmm. And that's why I remember one time talking about what was the most common exercise, and you guys said
Squats.
Squat, and I said the bench.
Yeah, because that's what you started with.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people see the bench as so simple. And that's how I got started. I started benching, and then I had little dumbbells that I do little curls, and from there you advance. That gets a lot too light, so you start adding on. And that gets too light, and then you go to a gym.
So you started at home.
Yeah, just looking in the magazine,
Yeah.
exercises and stuff like that,
Same.
and go from there.
Right. Yeah, I'm also the same. I mean, right before I started looking at magazines, I definitely was first introduced to the gym during high school with my basketball team. We had like strength training days for maybe 1-2 times a week, but it wasn't anything serious. But when I first started really getting serious in the gym, it was magazines too. Magazines and YouTube.
How old were you?
18, right out of high school, right around there.
Yeah, I think with me it was more on, I think sports in high school is what kind of got me introduced to the weight room. Mm-hmm. So because I think as a kid I would just do push-ups and crunches. And even then I wasn't even doing them correctly. And so we got a special guest in the house today.
Yeah.
Hey, come over here, babies. So
What's up?
But
What's up?
I think one of the things that helps out was being in sports. When I was in sports, that helped out drastically, getting us involved into the gym.
That's true. We did do a lot of push-ups in basketball. So many push-ups and sit-ups and planks and all that stuff.
And so
this is our 3G's mascot right here.
That mascot right here.
And
just let it right there.
This
Let
is
her be right there. Come here, mama.
Yeah.
Come here. How did you get started into the gym? Yeah.
I'm buff like my owner.
That's right.
So
This is the fourth G, the missing,
that's the missing,
the hidden G. Yeah, exactly.
That's the Gen X. She represents for Gen X.
Yeah.
But I think what's it called? For a lot of people, we're talking about like average Joes. If you guys have never worked out, I think the first thing you got to do is just find something that's gonna help you be consistent. Just walking in through the door, right? Getting in and going through that. Yeah.
Get walking through that door. That's the hardest thing to do, really, because you're kind of like embarrassed.
Well, because it's one of those, like, listening to you. You said you did sports. I got involved because of sports. You were kind of just more. You already were self-motivated. I
was fascinated.
You were fascinated by it. But let's be real. The average Joe is probably not fascinated. They're not. That's why there's obesity. Epidemic going on. So how would we help those individuals? How would you help someone that has never worked out to find the fascination in working out, to stay motivated?
Well, I think it's like you said, it's getting them to go through that door. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I think once you go through that door, there are going to be people there that are going to be able to guide you in the right direction. But I think
so don't be afraid to ask for help.
What it is, you think people are just scared to walk through that door?
Oh, for sure. It's intimidating for a lot of people.
It's intimidating.
It's a foreign environment. They don't know how to work out. They feel like they're going to get judged. There's so many things going through their minds. They're not confident. So it's like all those fears are like preventing them from going into the gym. But
well, they're uncomfortable going back.
Yeah, they're uncomfortable. But when you realize that everyone is there for the same exact reason as you, which is just to get stronger and work on themselves, then things get easier.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's one of those where a lot of individuals are not really comfortable with the uncomfortable. Right?
That too, yeah, for
and
sure.
I think the gym is a perfect place to learn how to be uncomfortable. You know, we're pushing our body to stresses that it's not used to, and that's not comforting. You know, we enjoy that feeling because we've learned to build that tolerance for that.
Right,
But it's one
right.
of those where I think it's one of those, you got to find a way to like it. You know, that's why I'm a firm believer in the classes. We have those group classes at certain gyms.
That too, yeah.
You know, if you've never worked out, and perfect example, let's just talk about a Zumba class. A lot of the Zumba ladies, it's mainly women that do take those classes, they go there because they're enjoying it, they're having fun. But I guarantee you, a lot of those individuals taking those Zumba classes were not regular gym goers. But now it's getting them to walk in through the door. So I think you need to find some form of enjoyment first. Find a way how to make working out enjoyable first. And I think when you start feeling the enjoyment, then it's probably going to be easier to push it to another level of uncomfortableness.
And if we're just talking about a general sense of working out too, not just like the gym, you know, working out can also be pursuing sports. So if you are interested in maybe doing like boxing, jiu-jitsu, whatever, basketball, those are forms of workouts too, you know?
Organized sports is always going to help out because it's structured. Because some people are more motivated by structure. And so it's like, all right, go up and show up where something is structured to help you out. And this is where I think working with a personal trainer is always going to be key. Yes, it is a luxury to work with a personal trainer, but it's also an investment.
Yes, to your own personal health and development.
It is. So if you are struggling, find a trainer. You know, we've made an episode on what to look for in a trainer. But once you get that, you know, find yourself a trainer that's going to help you stay accountable, help you stay motivated. Right. And not just that, educate you as well on the way. So it's always going to be important to kind of find, you know, yes, there's got to be some enjoyment, but if you got goals, and we've mentioned goals in the past too, you know, work with a professional to help you guys out. And I think that's going to be a good way, because if you're seeing progress, then the gym becomes a little bit more enjoyable.
Exactly. Even if you can't afford to do it long term, you know, maybe just like 1 to 3 months. Hey, that's still going to be stuff that you're going to be able to learn and take with you for the rest of your journey. Now, if you really don't have the funds to invest in a personal trainer, then just got to have your own due diligence and read your books and, you know, use YouTube, research as much as you can, and just trial and error in the gym.
Yeah.
Go online. There you go.
Everything's online now.
There's so many resources out
Okay, got
there.
it. You know, hey, he's online. Hey, look him up.
He is too. He's chatting with ChatGPT almost 24/7. So ChatGPT also can help you, you know?
Yeah. But like I said, it's one of those where, you know, hopefully you guys can find the ways to motivate yourself, find your way to fascinate yourself. That way you guys can get going, because like I said, if you've never done anything before, jumping in without like really preparing yourself, it's not always going to work for everybody. So ease your way into it. Find a way that you enjoy it too, to make sure that it keeps you coming back.
Right. Ooh, and also buddy system. If you have a friend that's already been going to the gym, maybe you can start joining him, you know, and learn a thing or two from him or her. They, them.
So you guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you guys would want an episode where we have our special guest join us more frequently.
Yes.
I'm Coach Cisco.
Coach Michael.
I'm Coach Kyle.
We'll catch you on the next one.